me. Bless his holy name. I wanted to say this too, because I kind of like forgot to bring this part up. I think I brought up on another video, but I want to talk about how that he tried to isolate me. When I say isolate me, he like what I was saying about how he didn't have my name on the titles of the cars and none of those vehicles we had. Living together. Once he got himself tied up with whatever he got tied up with. Well, my name wasn't on the vehicles. My name wasn't on the bank account. Then he had, giving his side chicks money, the pad money and stuff like that. So I wanted to say that he was making it look like I did not exist, that I wasn't in his life, that I wasn't, people that knew me knew we was married, they knew me. And, he was going about telling them, lies about me being sick or, telling people I had AIDS, all kind of stuff. But I wanted to say that because they had a plot where it had to make it look like I was sick and I died naturally instead of them killing me. They had to make it look natural. Now remember, because he's my husband, he the one have to sign for me to have toxicology report. That where they tried to kill me, murder me. But they came together. It wasn't just him. He had other people come together and family members involved as well because um it was some money that was supposed to come to me. And they lied and they hid everything about the paperwork and everything to everything that belonged to me, what they were doing and what he was doing. And they all agreed together was that, once I died, the money gonna automatically go to him. So they were able from him, get the money that they want, plus the insurance policies. So this is the kind of scam that they were scamming. This family with him, family along with him as well. Not just him, family and his hoe and whatever. His several hoes or you ever. And I want to say this: he never gave me a dime, not one single dime. Like I said, in 12 years, he gave me $60, but I'm almost sure that's some money I gave him, and he was just paying me back. That's the only, or he might have did some kind of root work to it and gave it to me. Because I noticed my business began to slow down. So they'll work witchcraft. If you don't know and you don't have that understanding and you trust in people thinking they're a good person, in reality, you're seeing things about them, but it's like you kind of like, oh, you don't want to believe it because you are a type of person try to see good in everybody. And that is not a good way to be. You got to see people just like they are. If they're wicked, they're wicked. That's all to it. I mean, family members wicked too. All this over money, y'all. It was all over money. All going into court lying, saying I was crazy, trying to put me in an institution. All this stuff. All over money. Trying to hide money. Trying to hide resources. Trying to hide properties. This is stuff they've been doing. Putting stuff in my name. And check on Philip Freeman. See if anything in his name. They get stuff. Probably in deceased. I'm sure in deceased people's name because God wouldn't brought it up. Unless they doing this too. So this is that part of their scam. But, I just want to put that out there and make it very clear. My family members, nor me, any family members, nobody never gave me a dime. So I want to put that out there in case they lie and said, oh, they did this or that for me. That's a lie. They never, not one single dime. And which I don't expect them to give me anything. But when you got stuff belong to me, paperwork belong to me, where you don't miss court cases, other people. I'm doing this because I know other people going through the same thing. Where they take your paperwork for court or whatever and hide it. Or they try to set up a case against you to get you put in jail so they can get whatever or get you put in institution so they can get money from it. That's all it is about your scams. They do all these type of scams, and then, like I said, they have lawyers and judges and all that, and clerk of court, people at the bank. All these people work together. Medical field, doctors and lawyers, doctors and nurses, other staff in the hospital. They work together. Real estate scams, all this stuff. He's in it all of that scamming. Along with them, with his family members. So I just wanted to put that little piece out here. I'm not going to be long. I just that just came to me, and I wanted to put it out there because now I'm able to, when things come to me, I put them out here. So I know why I'm putting them out here. It's a reason, and I can't say why. But I'm putting them out here because this is my proof. Well, they're there. This is solid evidence of what I've been through. And like I said, I'm going to get my son Jeremiah to talk also at some point when he wants to talk. Because remember, I told y'all he's autistic. So I'm going to do that when he have a chance. Guys, listen, do me a favor. Could you please join my channel? I'm trying to grow my channel. And I appreciate it. Even if you get a chance, just come back and watch them or whatever. But please do this, subscribe to my channel, because it's going to help me to grow my channel where I can be able to help more people, because I do have a license. I do have a doctor's degree where I do counseling, communication counseling, and, different things I do to help other people. And this is the way for me to help other people, to add to what I already do when it comes to helping people and sharing things on here of what I've been through, because this is also a way of me helping other people that been through the same thing. And, a lot of times people too embarrassed to say anything. People get raped and they too embarrassed to say anything. Or people get gain stock and they too embarrassed to say anything because they don't understand. You'll have these phone calls, constantly having these phone calls. You thinking they just spam calls, but no, that's a part of gain stalking. Or you get all these emails, a bunch of emails, and you trying to figure out where all these emails coming. It might be a car dealership. That's what they try with any car dealership. Or insurance quotes and all this other stuff. This is stuff they do. All these emails, they get in your try to get in your bank account. They try to steal all your information. Just to try to just doing crazy stuff. But I wanted to put that out there about making sure that people lie and say, oh, I did this for them, I did that. They never done nothing for me. Not nothing. My family, no, my husband, my daughter. Like I said, we'll go places. She'll, we go to movies together. But the last couple of years, things had kind of switched. I noticed she changed, but I knew what that was all about when I saw her change. Well, she wasn't, I seen her attitude, everything changed because they was working MK Ultra on her. Plus they would, they'll give them medicine, put things in their food and stuff like that to seduce them. Some more things I could talk about, but I'll talk about that a little later. These people are psychopaths. Person going around trying to kill somebody, those are psychopaths. All right. But listen, I'm not going to stay long. I just wanted to put that out there real quick while, God put in my spirit. But you all, I just wanted to say that, I've been married to this man for 46 years. So, like I said before, I don't know if I'm still married to him, because he's a scammer and he's a liar. So I'm just saying that, and to make sure I know and put out here, I'm just doing a 12-year, 13-year thing to say he's never gave me nothing but $60 in 13 years. It's 12 or 13 years. I think June might have made 13 years. And he had never gave me nothing but $60, and I'm almost sure that's something that I done gave him some money, and he called himself paying me back. Other than that, he doesn't. And matter of fact, when you have the income tax check, he'll take the whole check, lie, because, he got to take care of his hoes. But he didn't take care of his family. He didn't take care of his autistic son. Like I said, if I need clothes for him or whatever, he'll, something online, he'll give me sometime, well, not last year. I guess since about 2022, when he finished school, that's when he stopped. 2022, when he stopped doing anything for him. That was it, because I started then, buying his food myself. These things I started doing myself. From time to time, he would bring him a little something here or there. But other than that, that's the way that went. And, to think that right now, they trying to work witchcraft on my finances and stuff. They doing stuff to, it's just crazy how people this selfish. Even family members working witchcraft on you and stuff, like that because they jealous. It's all about jealousy. Somebody trying to have something better than the next person, and all about stealing and taking what don't belong to them, which they don't realize it. What they doing is cursing themselves because God then already spoke judgment on them for the crimes that they committed against me and my child. But you all listen, have an amazing night, and I pray the blessings of God on you, and the blessings of God will overtake you if you living right. You can't live any kind of way and expect God to bless you. He don't do that. But He reign on the just as well as the unjust. But just keep your heart right with God. Love people, no matter what they do. You still love them. Don't try to get even because somebody else did something to you, because they'll dig a hole for themselves and fall in it. You know. You all have a nice night, okay? And morning, but enjoy your morning. Get some